once again, we're back here raising money for guide dogs. So if you're not sure who Lucy's Bowl is, then please head over to our Facebook page. We've got a Twitter account, Instagram account, and you can find out all about us. So last year, in terms of money raised over the weekend, I think we managed to present a cheque for £25,000 to Guide Dogs for the Blind at the end of last year's event. We also have follow-on things throughout the year which raises that total even further. So this year, because of what's been happening, obviously everyone's been affected, the tackle industry as much as anyone else. So we were worried whether we was going to get the raffle prizes that we normally get, but actually this year everyone's pulled through. The tackle industry as a whole has really pulled together, and we've managed to get our normal amount of prizes. And currently, I think we've sold round about £15,000 worth of raffle tickets alone. So that alone, straight away, is 3 guide dog puppies that we can put forward into training there and be part of our Lucy and Ben programme. So there's auctions and raffles throughout the year, all raising money to buy guide dogs to go on and change people's lives. The event that we're holding now is our big yearly event. We've held at many venues across the country, but we're now firmly ensconced at Wraysbury thanks to RK Leisure, and it's become our second home. So yeah, we've been coming here for a few years now. The North Lake that you see behind me is full of anglers all eager to lift the bowl this year, and the South Lake as well, which will be for a separate trophy. So the event's underway, the guys have got their lines out, and now we're just going to be waiting to see what fish they can land. The weather's with us, so we're hoping some of them big girls come out.
We thought it would be a good idea to bring you up to speed and up to date with some of the changes that are going on in Lucy's Bowl. As many of you will know, last year my son and one of the trustees sadly passed away through cancer, and at a recent trustees meeting we thought that the legacy of Lucy should be extended by also having Benjamin dogs. So that gives us the opportunity to have both males and females, obviously. So it broadens the horizon in many ways, because it means now that we've got a bigger scope to pick dogs, and just that alone means then that it gives more opportunity to place dogs into training, and the overall end result being that hopefully more people's lives will be changed. So, as I say, the legacy of Lucy really started that my only proviso would be that the dog would be a bitch, she would be a cross retriever Labrador, and that was it. And that was really the only thing that I've ever requested. And a trustee came up with the idea that why not, in respect of Ben, for everything he'd done. He'd been an integral part of Lucy's Bowl from day one, very much in the background, very quiet but very important, that we should have Benjamin. So that's it, folks. We have now got Lucy's and Ben's. There'll be assortments of colours and sexes, but hopefully both Lucy and Ben, and of course Lucy's Bowl, will carry on to flourish and help the people that need help.
well, I'm a dog lover anyway, John, and who wouldn't want to be involved in helping such a fantastic cause? It's a big charity, it's a great charity. You know, Guide Dogs for the Blind, it speaks for itself really, doesn't it? Do you know what I've noticed is this is pegged, it's a bit weird, it's almost sold as a fishing match, but it isn't, is it? Everyone's having good fun, some are catching fish, some aren't. The buzz is there, mate. It's feel good factor is what I've noticed, and that's exactly how it should be. Let's remember, it's not always about catching the fish, it's about being here, and it is ultimately about the charity, mate. You know, charity, but by the name, if you don't help it, it will fade away. And the massive amount of work this and other charities do for people who aren't in a position to help themselves sometimes, you know, it stands to reason. You've got to help out. So if you don't help, they won't be there. And God forbid, if you ever needed that charity, you know, give all you can, help all you can, because one day you might need it.
Obviously, it's a really good charity that it's done for. Wraysby's a very good venue as well, with lots of nice fish that are well worth fishing for, so I jumped at the chance. It's been going really well. Started off with a really quick bite yesterday. If I remember rightly, I think that was a nice 21 pounder. It sort of died off a bit yesterday evening. I had fish fizzing all over the spot, and to be fair, I was getting done over. So first light this morning, I sort of managed another 4 today. So it's 5 fish so far, and we're not even 24 hours in yet.
How are we?
So Tom, how can people get involved with the charity overall, basically, mate?
Basically, we have lots of auctions going live. We've got like Jamie Londers, he's going to be doing one 48 hours, which you can bid on. Johnny Mack, so they'll take you to venues, you can bid. Also had some real like trick bits made this year. Craig Stannard from a guy in Austria called Ronkus, he's made us some real nice Lucy's Bowl bobbins. We've had Jake Anderson from Solar, he's had a custom needle made for us and all stuff like that, which all of these will be going live on our social media platforms. So to get involved, guys, just keep your eyes on our social media platforms. You've got Lucy's Bowl Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that's on Facebook. We have Instagram and also Twitter.
The reason I got into Lucy's Bowl, I see Les Bowles on Facebook put a post up auctioning known anglers off on the South Lake, boat fishing on the South, and that's something I've always dreamed of doing. Wraysby one was like the dream water, and I was too young to experience it. So basically, my sort of generation, you're chasing history, and boat fishing on the South Lake, you're sort of like reliving what it used to be like. So I thought I'd have a bit of that, and at the same time, you can raise money. Lucy's Bowl, Guide Dogs for the Blind. So at the same time, I wanted to do it. My generation, I thought it would raise money because you can't normally boat fish the South, and people would pay to do it, and it turned out well in the end. I've raised some good money so far. So it's all been good. Raising money for charity is something I've never done before, and I've got a good friend, Dave Levy, and most charity events is always involved, is well respected in the angling, and it does a lot and gives a lot back. So I thought maybe it's now my time to give something back to angling and raise money for charity. So I thought doing that bit on the South Lake, raising money, is me giving something back, and it's my 3rd year now. It's going well, and I'll do it every year forever. As long as this charity runs, I'll do it.
Right, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to be here with Craig Stannard, who's, well, his generosity this year has been absolutely amazing. Incredible artist. The prints that he's done for us, I'm sure a lot of you guys will have seen them. He's generously given Lucy's Bowl 50% of the profits, which is added to the colossal amount that we've made this year. And he's got something very, very special lined up from a guy in Austria, but we'll leave that for a later date. So, Craig, to start with, I'm really intrigued with how you became this artistic flair, because it's not your profession, is it?
No. Sometimes I think I wish it was, but then other times I quite enjoy it being my hobby and something that I'm passionate about. So maybe if it became full time, it might become more of a chore. But yeah, I do love my art. It all stemmed from from my dad. My dad taught me how to draw when I was really young, and I just continued on from that. I just loved it. I love zoning out. I love the peace you get from drawing. It's very similar to fishing. While we go fishing to get away from it all, zone out and enjoy the peace and quiet in nature. And I'm very much the same when it comes to drawing.
But it's the thing is, I showed my younger son, who ironically spent quite a lot of his life both at Liverpool University and afterwards from where he come, and he classes that as his second home, and he was fascinated by the very fact of you've got a very broad spectrum of art. It's not just angling. It's I've seen some of it. Tom's seen some of it. Incredible detail. You know, pieces that I know people wait for a long time to get hold of. But if it's worth waiting for, it's like that bite that you've been waiting for. You know, it comes. But it comes eventually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It comes eventually, so, you know, what do you think about the whole event? I mean, you've heard a lot about it from our Brummy friend, Mr. Koloff. So, you know, what's your take on Lucy's Bowl? You know, as an angler and as a person, and
well, to be honest, I like the idea of being involved in some form of charity event, if possible. I like to be able to donate some of my time towards a charity if I can. So previous to this, I was involved with Castaway Cancer for a number of years, helping them out with Macmillan Cancer, which was a really, really good event again. That was
very important.
Yeah, that was run by a few friends who had been through the process or lost people to cancer. So to be involved with something like that, you know, I really, really enjoyed it, and to incorporate the fishing as well was, you know, I wasn't going to turn that down really. So when Tom first mentioned the bowl to me about getting involved, it was a no-brainer really. Castaway wasn't sort of still in play at that time, so I just jumped at the opportunity, and obviously to come fish somewhere like this.
Let's be honest, I was saying to everybody earlier on, it's an incredible place in Arcade. They just amazing hosts. I mean, I know I was talking to Ian Chilcott yesterday morning and Lynn, and we were reminiscing about the old days. I fished just down the road at Longfield in the 80s, and then obviously when that was closed, the natural progression, a lot of the lads had come over here anyway, was to come over here. And you know, you excuse the pun, but you couldn't fart and your gear was gone. I mean, what Raphael and his team have done is created something that is incredible. You know, like the other year you came down with one of your kids. You wouldn't have been able to. You wouldn't have been able to have done that in the old days. And I know people say, well, it's changed, and a lot of things have changed. I mean, there's aspects of carp fishing that I personally don't like anymore, but that's an age thing. I was lucky, but we're very, very lucky. I mean, what I should tell everybody as well is that the new logo that everybody's wearing, the new Lucy's Bowl logo, was orchestrated by Craig, a little bit of input by Tom. It was two nice inputs, two artists, different takes, and I think it's really refreshing because the two dogs, there's the older one and the younger one, and basically we've got a puppy, and then hopefully we've got that dog.
That was the idea,
Yep, that is helping people. And Craig, for what you've done for us, as I said yesterday to everybody, and I know I wax lyrical about this, but I need to, because without your assistance and you know, your charitable assistance, this event wouldn't happen. But the most important thing is we wouldn't change people's lives. So your art is changing people's lives, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice to be a part of it. Really is.
And I think it's a COVID fist.
I think we've kept a decent distance here.
So yeah, it's just a big thanks to all of our sponsors. Obviously RK Leisure for once again letting us use their wonderful premises. All the people that have volunteered their time, donated prizes, all of the people that have bought raffle tickets and helped us raise this money. The trustees of Lucy's Bowl, everyone now, tired but happy. It's been a wonderful weekend, and yeah, our thanks go out to everyone. Keep an eye on our social media. We've got more events coming up. Planning's now starting already for 2021, but there will be things going on throughout the year. So look on Facebook, look on Twitter, look on Instagram, and keep abreast of what we've got coming. So my thanks to everyone, and we'll see you all next year.
Thank you.